Imagine a world entirely reborn. The great waters that had covered every mountain and valley have finally receded. The immense vessel, the ark, now rests on solid ground. Noah, his wife Shem, Ham, Japheth, their wives. They are the sole inheritors of this vast, empty planet. They are the architects of a new humanity tasked with rebuilding civilization from the ground up, a responsibility of truly biblical proportions. The first act of this new chapter is one of gratitude. Before building a home, before planting a field, Noah builds an altar. This isn't just a pile of stones, it is a profound statement of faith and acknowledgement. He offers a sacrifice to the God who preserved them through the cataclysm. The act bridges the old world and the new, a sacred moment of communication between humanity and the divine. It is a moment filled with hope, a recognition that despite the devastation, a connection to the Creator has not been lost. Hey there, explorers. If you're enjoying this journey through history and hope, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an adventure. We've got so many more incredible stories ahead, and we'd love for you to be part of our community. Join us and let's discover the wonders of the past and the lessons for our future together. In response to Noah's heartfelt offering, God makes a profound and everlasting promise. This isn't just a simple assurance, it is a covenant, a sacred and binding agreement between the divine and all living things. God declares that never again will the waters of a flood be used to destroy all life on Earth. The cataclysm that had just reshaped the planet was a one-time event, a reset that would not be repeated. This promise extends not only to Noah and his family, but to every creature that steps off the ark and to all their descendants. It is a universal guarantee, a foundational principle for the new world that is beginning to take shape. To seal this monumental promise, God introduces a sign. A symbol so powerful and beautiful, it would be forever etched into the human consciousness. The rainbow. We see it after a storm, a vibrant arc of color against a dark sky, but in this moment, it becomes something more. It is God's signature on a divine contract. God explains that whenever the bow appears in the clouds, it will serve as a physical reminder of this unbreakable covenant. It is a message not just for humanity, but for God as well, a self-imposed reminder of the promise to preserve life on Earth. The rainbow transforms from a mere natural phenomenon into a beacon of divine grace and mercy. Think about the power of this symbol. For Noah and his family, who had lived through the terror of a world submerged in water, the sight of gathering storm clouds must have been terrifying. Every clap of thunder, every drop of rain could have triggered a deep-seated fear that the devastation was returning. The rainbow is a direct answer to that fear. It is a promise of hope that appears precisely when it is needed most, after the rain. It assures humanity that the storm will pass and that life will continue. It is a tangible piece of divine reassurance painted across the heavens for all to see, a constant source of comfort and security. This covenant marks a significant shift in the relationship between God and humanity. Before the flood, the story was one of growing corruption and divine judgment. Now, the story is one of grace, preservation, and a guaranteed future. The Rainbow Covenant establishes a new world order based on a promise of stability. It allows humanity to rebuild, to multiply, and to fill the earth without the ever-present fear of another global deluge. It is an act of incredible love, providing the psychological and spiritual foundation necessary for Noah's family to move forward and for civilization to begin its long, slow climb once more. With the promise of a stable world secured, God lays out a new set of rules for Noah and his descendants. These are the operating instructions for life in the post-flood era. The first directive is a familiar one, echoing the command given to Adam and Eve. Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. This is the prime directive for humanity. To flourish, to expand, and to establish a thriving presence across the globe. But this time the context is different. It is not a command given in a perfect garden, but in a world that has been cleansed and must be repopulated from a single family. It is a mandate to rebuild and reclaim the planet. A significant change is then introduced regarding the relationship between humans and animals. Before the flood, the Bible suggests humanity had a vegetarian diet. Now God explicitly grants permission to eat meat. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. This is a major shift, acknowledging a new dynamic in a world where survival and sustenance are paramount. However, this permission comes with a crucial and sacred restriction. Humans must not consume blood. The life of a creature, God explains, is in its blood. This rule instills a deep respect for the sanctity of life, even when taking it for food. This respect for life is then elevated to its highest level with a clear and absolute prohibition against murder. Whoever sheds human blood, by humans shall their blood be shed, for in the image of God has God made mankind. Noah, the great patriarch and savior of life on earth, becomes, a man of the soil and plants a vineyard. He nurtures the vines, he harvests the grapes, he makes wine. In time he drinks the wine he has made. Here, the hero of the flood story shows his human fallibility. He drinks too much and falls into a drunken stupor, lying uncovered inside his tent. This is a stark and uncomfortable image, a reminder that even the most righteous individuals are not immune to weakness. It is what happens next that sends ripples through the future of this fledgling family. Noah's youngest son Ham enters the tent and sees his father in this vulnerable, naked state. The text is brief, but the implications are vast. Ham's reaction is not one of concern or respect. Instead of covering his father and protecting his dignity, he goes out and tells his two brothers Shem and Japheth. His actions are interpreted not as an innocent mistake, but as an act of profound disrespect. He exposes his father's shame, turning a private moment of weakness into a public spectacle for his brothers. Shem and Japheth's response stands in stark contrast to Ham's. They take a garment, they walk backward into the tent, they gently cover him. Their actions are deliberate and careful, driven by a desire to preserve their father's dignity and honor. They undo the damage of Ham's indiscretion, covering not only their father's body, but also his shame. This single, quiet act of filial piety demonstrates a moral understanding that their younger brother seems to be missing. It is a moment that clearly divides the three sons. When Noah awakens and understands what transpired, his response is not aimed at Ham but at Ham's son, Canaan. Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves to his brothers. Why curse the grandson, and not the son? Scholars have debated for centuries maybe a foretelling of Canaan's future as an enemy of Israel. The curse signals servitude and subjugation. In contrast, Noah blesses his other sons. Shem, Noah praises the God of Shem, declares Canaan will be Shem's slave. Shem's line is placed in a special relationship with God. From Shem comes Abraham and Israel, a unique spiritual inheritance. Japheth, Noah says, may God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem, may Canaan be his slave. These lines imply geographic expansion and alliance with Shem. Together, the blessings create a hierarchy. Genesis chapter 9 is far more than just a collection of ancient stories. It is a pivotal chapter that serves as a bridge between the primordial world and the beginning of recorded human history. It lays down the foundational principles for a new era of existence. The chapter begins with a promise of stability, the Rainbow Covenant, which assures humanity that the world will not be destroyed again by a flood. It is a blueprint for humanity, a new beginning shaping who we are and our place in the cosmos. Thanks for joining us on this journey through one of humanity's oldest stories. If you enjoyed exploring these ancient mysteries and want to discover even more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our growing community of curious minds where stories from the past inspire us today. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Together, let's keep learning, questioning, and uncovering the stories that shape our world. We can't wait to see you in the next chapter.